You never find yourself until you face the truth.
One night, the day shift had had a party, and I saw what was left of the party, and there was cake, I remember, in the trash cans. And I pulled off that cardboard place, you know, that the cake frosting sticks to, and kind of brushed off the cigarette ashes and whatever else was on there, and got myself some good old used icing. And I remembered thinking at that time, you know, if you drank, you wouldn't just be somebody who drank too much. You would be one of those guys on Skid Row.
So that was my drug of choice, food. And I ate and ate and ate so much. And I must say, I did have a good time putting that weight on. I'm not gonna lie to you. People eat because it tastes good, bottom line. So you're gonna have to figure out how to break the addiction without making yourself crazy, because food is something that you need to eat on a regular basis, where cigarettes and alcohol and drugs and stuff, you can quit that and never see it again and you'll be just fine.
When a normal eater eats, they eat and they have enough and then they don't want to eat anymore. But when a compulsive overeater eats, it can just set off the craving. Same thing with an alcoholic. Most people who enjoy a glass of wine, they'll have a glass of wine, maybe they'll have two. That's enough, that's plenty. An alcoholic maybe hasn't had a drink in months. One glass of wine, that's all it takes for the lost weekend to ensue. It's the same thing that happens with a compulsive overeater.
I remember one time during my big weight loss period where I completely lost it one weekend. I was visiting a city and I passed by an ice cream emporium, and I sat down and I had, I think, the world's largest hot fudge sundae. I just went completely unconscious, and I got so sick after eating that hot fudge sundae. Not only did I put on a few pounds by the next day, but I was just sick for several days. And it really taught me a lesson that in the act of growing our spirit, we're going to come up against the very things we find most unlovable.
If you wake up and you do not like who you see in the mirror, you're like, look at this, these rolls and this big, gigantic body and that shame and self-loathing, you need to forgive yourself. If you struggle with food and struggle with overeating, you are carrying that evidence on your body and the world sees it. And that's different than someone whose issues are more internal. So you have to forgive yourself. You have to believe that even though you may not like this body that you have, you were doing the best that you could. You were doing the best that you could at the time. Now you know better, and you are doing better.
If you're blaming outside of yourself, you lose all of your power. So taking it back and taking responsibility. I created this body right now by the habits that I've been doing for some time now. But the beauty in that is that you can change your thoughts, change your habits, and then create something new for yourself.